Dragons win it tonight, 24-17. You're listening to the Manny's Uptown Tex-Mex postgame show. Remember, Manny's a great place to go tomorrow for breakfast. 9 o'clock is what time they open on Saturday and Sunday. And if you have a catering job, whoa, Manny's can take care of that. Can you imagine having something for business or a family event? And they bring out all these delicious enchiladas and tacos and rice and beans and all the great things that they serve at Manny's. And you just got to go in once. You'll be going back time and time again. They've only been open in Southlake, a couple of months? I think I've eaten there now 7 times already.
I think we've probably given them a good opening month just between the broadcast crew here.
We do what we can. Well, we're joined down on the field right now on the offensive side of the football for the Dragons, and it is Tavian Gould, the running back who we heard a couple of weeks ago on the pregame. So I'm sure not everybody heard the story of Mr. Gould, but tonight we're going to talk about his great night on the ground as he goes for 114 yards and 22 carries and a touchdown as well. Tavian, you get the start tonight on senior night, drew it up well, and it looks like to me that you took great advantage of it. How did you see that turning out?
Yes, sir. I saw opportunity call, and I wanted to answer, and, it was great because my O-line, they were out there blocking hard, and my coaches really prepared me this week. They were really hard on me, telling me they're really rooting for me to have a really good game tonight and to really show out.
Looked like the offense maybe just had a little bit of an issue with timing in the early going, but in the second half when they really needed you, you were rattling off some nice gains, 11, 12, 11. Did the game just seem to get more comfortable or slow down a little for you as we got into the second half?
Yes, sir. At the beginning of the game, I was still, figuring out the defense, and I figured out they were always going to load up the side opposite I was lined up on. So I started just trying to stay on the press and then cut really late, and the hole would just open up super wide. My O-line would kick everybody out.
Now, to the uninitiated, football is football, and you can just talk about the physical aspect of it, but when you're going into the game knowing that you're going to get the start, what is it like mentally for you in terms of preparation, getting yourself psyched up? Is anything extra required? I would think not.
The only thing I really wanted to focus on, I wanted to play with a lot of passion tonight on the field because I knew that my team was going to be counting on me to really tote the rock. So I came out with a lot of passion to make sure I could go out and shot for them.
Different kind of running style for you. You're not as big as TJ, but it's kind of a nice change of pace. Do you feel that the opportunity is warranted here, that when they call on you that you're ready to go now as we head toward the postseason?
Yes, I feel I'm definitely ready to run the ball. I'm not as big as TJ and powerful, but I feel like I have really good vision. I always see the hole. I'm really disciplined with my reads.
For all the good time that we've had this year, I know the fella that's really enjoyed so much of it because I see him at practice all the time is your dad, John. I don't think we talked about him on that pregame interview, but let's talk a little bit about how you got here. You, for folks that missed it, you were an Arizona kid, and you wound up coming here. It's really a fascinating story, but here you are in Southlake.
Yes, sir. So I was actually in Arizona my freshman year. I was in Arizona from the time I was 3 till my freshman year, and then I ended up moving here because my mom's job ended up moving here. I was excited to come play in Texas because Texas football is a whole nother level, and my dad really was really focused on getting me prepared for it because he knew Texas athletes are on a different level.
How much does he enjoy those practices? I see him out there all the time. Does he coach you up after practice, or does he just kind of let you do your thing?
He definitely coaches me up a little bit after practice. He tries not to get in my ear too much, but what he says definitely does help. He's offered me some advice when I'm coming to the hole to just hit it. Don't try to look at the defenders. Just hit the hole and try to run through everything.
You and I talked about the fact of being from Arizona, about the heat. And we had a good laugh about it on that pregame interview about how, the heat there is real time. And you don't go out in the summer and stuff like that. So it's about to get chilly here. It's about to be cold probably the next week. How do you respond to that? Are you going to curl up somewhere in a blanket, or how does your temperature go once the mercury drops?
It is a little cold for me, but it's really not that big a change. In Phoenix, it gets a little chilly. It's cold in the mornings in Phoenix, but it's really nice this time of year. So it is a little colder here, but it's still not too bad.
It's a dry cold in Phoenix, Kelly.
It's a dry, cold. Well, and one other thing they have in Arizona that you don't have to put up with here, Gila monsters. Did you ever see those when you were growing up over there?
Gila?
Yeah.
I saw a few. Mostly we just have coyotes running around the neighborhood.
Oh, we've got those here too.
Yeah,
though, yeah. Right.
Tavian, congratulations. Great game tonight. Senior night, you did it up right. Congrats on the win.
Thank you very much.
Tavian Gould, running back for the Carroll Dragons again tonight, 114 yards and a touchdown as the Dragons win it 24-17. You're listening to the Manny's Uptown Tex-Mex postgame show. A brief timeout here. When we return, we'll go to Dragon Sports Central. David Burrow will catch up on the highlights from tonight's game, all the scores. We'll check stats and more to head toward the finish line as the Dragons improve on the year to 7-2. Hebron up next week to close out the regular season. You're listening to Carroll Dragon Football, driven by Park Place Dealerships.